today we're going to talk a little bit about process. So when we start with a site, we like to start with its natural area or surrounding, I guess, conditions. So looking at this project right here, we have a few things going on. So we have our site location right here, and we have this view going between these islands out from our site. So we have this view going down here out this direction. And obviously our clients have a view straight forward across, and this whole area to the side is Crown land. So we want to start by thinking about all these conditions, and I think the initial thing I saw going to the site and looking at this map is we do want to try to get some of our building looking out in this direction, looking out towards this kind of longer view. So zooming down in on our actual site, one of the first things we like to do with our projects is look at all the rules, look at everything that pertains to our project, and try to understand what we can use and what we cannot use. And so this project is allowed to have a 2-story boathouse with upstairs living space. And we've got a couple things going on here. So we have this access road coming through here, and we do have a right of way from the neighbor coming in, but one thing our clients have expressed is they want to actually bring private access off this main road into their site. We'll certainly leave access through the right of way, but we want to bring that secondary access in so we don't have to go as far down the road and kind of double back. Looking down here, the previous owner of this property cleared an area here and an area here, and so we're going to try to utilize that as much as possible, but if something doesn't make sense for the design conditions, we want to contradict that. So I'm just going to zoom in a little bit further here. And so we have this view of our property kind of zoomed in right on the waterfront. So this is our building area or potential building area close to the 66 foot setback, 20 meters. And then the other kind of interesting feature is we have this large rock in the water here, and one of the things I think we want to do from a safety perspective is try to get rid of that. And based on our setbacks, it looks like it's actually within our boundaries of our setbacks. So what we're going to end up doing is covering the rock with our boathouse, and that way it just disappears and there's no issues with any sort of constraint from our client or any safety concerns. So next thing we want to look at is starting to combine some of this information. So, we have our proposed boathouse area, and we have our views that we talked about earlier. And what we're going to do is combine these two drawings. And so I'm just going to line up our views with our site conditions here. And so we have a view coming down the lake in this direction. And I'm just going to draw the side of our property line there, and we're just going to pull this drawing out. And so what we want to do with our cottage is likely get a view going down this way. And as you can see, we are looking over most of our client's property for this, which is great because as much as we're not going to cut down any trees within 66 feet, what we will do is cut visual pockets. And so what we'd like to do is take down branches and things once the building is done so we can have that view out of that building while maintaining that vegetation. So just from an early concept perspective, we're going to likely try to get a large part of our building looking down this way so we have a view straight ahead to the water, view this way to the water, and there's actually a lake over on this side on the Crown land, and so we're going to have a bit of a view here. So this room is going to be really our focal point in trying to I guess be the common grounds for our clients to live and utilize and enjoy being in Muskoka. And then beyond that, I think our initial thoughts is to bring some sort of pod over here for bedrooms, and this would be the living space here. So this is just a little bit of a look into our process. We like to start with the site first. I think site conditions really drive a lot of our design, and we also want to look at zoning and anything else that really jumps to mind when we're talking about the properties that we build on. So thanks for watching. We'll follow up with another video as this project progresses.